All right. Well, today, what I wanted to do was, so we have 3 weeks left in December until we take a little bit of a break for the new year. I did set up, you guys will be excited yesterday. I'll post it probably tomorrow or Monday, just while I finish setting it up. But I did create a private Facebook group that's just going to be where you can join. We'll start streaming the trainings into that group. And then you guys can ask more questions right in there. I can post articles. I can hop on Facebook Live if there's like a quick little training update that I want to give to everybody. That way it's easier to kind of keep everything in one spot. And then we'll be able to play around with some different things in the new year, because I want to make sure that you guys don't feel like you're getting too much training and don't have enough time to put things into action. So we're going to do a little bit more in the new year in terms of, you get a training maybe in the month, you get a workshop, and then you get checklists, you get guides like that are written out so that you can stay focused every month and actually start putting a lot of what you're learning into practice. So I hope that sounds good and exciting. So we're going to take a little bit of a break from Instagram right now, because I want to make sure that the next 3 weeks we really talk about the holiday season and how you can utilize social media in order to boost your presence online, to get more engagement on your posts, and then of course to improve your business and to really start onboarding and finding some new associates as well. So I'm really excited about this. I often find when I'm speaking with companies that have products similar to yours in the sense of it's not necessarily like pretty products, right? Like it's not something for your mantle. It's not something that you would just give as a gift to a host. This, you wouldn't go to somebody's house and go, oh, I got you this like to put on your table this Christmas, or it's on a bottle of wine or jewelry. And so oftentimes during the holiday seasons, I hear from people that have products similar to Manitech that, it's harder for us during the holiday season because people just don't really buy these sort of things for gifts, where there's actually a lot about Manitech that is extremely marketable during the holiday season. And I'm excited to talk about that today so that we can really broaden our horizon of what we think that people are looking for during this time. And then also how to attract people to us during this time. Because I think especially with COVID, there's been, just make sure everyone's muted here. Someone's getting some feedback. I think that, one of the things we've also learned from COVID is, presence over presence, right? We value our time. We value our health. We value being around our family, being connected to a mission, being connected to something larger than us, right? It's not so much about getting all the little stocking stuffers. It's not about getting the TV on sale. It's about so much more. And I think that this shift is so important and is such an amazing opportunity for us to get the Manitech story out there, to get the M5M mission out there, and to really be attracting people towards us and our business. So we're going to talk about how to utilize holiday posts to do that. And so what I mean by holiday posts is, there's going to be posts that are about the product. We're going to talk a little bit about that. There's obviously holiday specials that are going to be coming out, things like that. We just had Black Friday. And so of course, like there's a lot to talk about during this holiday season, but we want to make sure that we're also talking about the holidays in general. And so let's talk a little bit about that. So oftentimes when people think about doing holiday specific posts, they can think, this is just extra fluff, right? When we are wanting to work our business and we go to social media and we're trying to make that an income producing activity for us, what happens with a lot of people is they just start talking about the product all of the time. They're like, I'm here to sell something, so I'm going to post my product every single day. Well, what happens when we do that, especially on social media? We can alienate ourselves. Imagine every time you went to a networking event or your friends and family's home, if you just talked about the product and you didn't talk about anything else, would those people want to develop a relationship or a connection with you? No, they would roll their eyes and run away when they saw you coming. The same thing happens on social media. We know that business specific posts don't always do as well in terms of engagement, right? So they're not getting the most amount of comments, the most amount of likes. How does that affect the algorithm? Well, the less people comment and engage on your posts, the less the algorithm is going to show your posts in your followers' news feeds, whether that is on Facebook or on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, wherever it is that you are putting yourself out there. People aren't engaging with you, the social media app is not going to push. So it's important that we come to social media with this understanding of different types of content. Now, we've talked about that before too. I've done some trainings as well in relation with the social media studio with Promo Republic. We've talked about different types of content. But I want to remind you that talking about the holidays, even something as simple as, putting up a holiday post, isn't fluff. In fact, Matt Killingsworth from the Robert Wood Johnson Health and Society Scholar and creator of Tracking Your Happiness app collected data from more than 2,000 people and discovered that despite all the posts about seasonal depression, people are actually happier than average during the holidays and on holidays. This is important. Why? Social media usage, because people are happier, skyrockets during the holidays. It means that people that typically don't even go on Facebook, people that typically don't check in on Instagram, are going there. Why? Because yes, even though we have things like seasonal depression and the holidays can be extremely hard, on average, most people find the holidays a very joyous season. They're seeing more people than they ever have. They're connecting with their families. They're doing things that are important to them, and they're sharing that online. And so talking about the holidays and showing up with some of these posts isn't fluff. It's really important. Again, when we look at social media and our goals for being on social media, it can't just be to turn our Facebook or our group or our Instagram into a full spread advertisement. Have you ever picked up a magazine and started flipping through and you realize most of it was just advertisements for products? What do? You put the magazine down. You don't keep reading it. You pick up the magazines not for the ads, but for the content. You watch a television show because you like the show and you just happen to see the ads, right? The only other channel that we watch that is all ads are infomercials, but that's a totally different thing because there's still value in it, right? They're still presenting it in a certain way. And that's how I like to look at Facebook Lives, but that's another topic. But I just wanted to remind you that this is not fluff. This is really important posts. So why? Because they create wonderful emotional touch points. The holidays and holiday posts foster a sense of community. Sure, you may take this opportunity to offer a super deal to your audience. People tend to spend more money around the holidays. So of course, we want to be talking about our products. We want to be talking about our products more during this time. People are looking for things for themselves. They are setting new goals, right? And again, people's perspective is changing. You can talk about how Manitech is a great gift to give to somebody, right? But also it's about that gift that keeps on giving to yourself. How are you going to last throughout the holiday season? During the holiday season, again, you have that shift in perspective of what is important to me. It's my time. It's my family. It's being around next Christmas and the one after and the one after that. And so it's coming from that place, right? That this is the gift that you're giving to your family. We know especially women have a hard time buying and investing in themselves because women show up as the caregiver for everybody else. So they oftentimes put themselves last. The amount of time, so sad. I wish, you guys would all have an amazing conversation with my mom. I'm sure you'd love to talk to her. My mom, a lot of times when I say, hey, why don't you take this product? Why don't you try this out? She believes, Lindsay, I'm in my 60s. What's the point? I was born to be of service to others. She puts herself last all of the time. But it's reminding my mom, and I've seen a shift in her over the last maybe year and a half because I've reminded her, but you showing up for me, Mom, the only way you can do that is by being alive, by being present, by being here, by making it to the next. I know Peggy, she is so young. That's what I tell her, but she has this mentality. My dad is very ill. She's his full-time caretaker. So she believes that's my role. And I was like, you can't help Dad if you're not helping yourself first. You have to put yourself first. And so it's talking about that from that perspective, right? Because again, during this holiday season, we really have a shift about what's most important to us. And that's where we need to start to interject, right? So, yes, we want to be talking about the products more than we have. I have some fun ideas for that in a few slides. But a well crafted holiday post can encourage people to feel a part of something bigger, especially when your posts encourage them to give back to their community, to share for greater rewards, or to remind them what's really important during the holiday season. And so when you're thinking about how should I show up right now, it's it is so it's so important to share the story. It's so important to come from the bigger picture. It's not just trying to get the quick transaction, right? It's not, hey, this is your last chance to grab this. Hey, this is your last chance to grab this. Hey, did you see this product? Yes, those conversations are relevant, but it can't be the only conversation that you're having. So let's talk about some different ways that we can present this. So from a pure marketing standpoint, and so what I mean by that is there's also part of you that is always going to come from the what? The human standpoint, right? It's not just about building the business. It's not just about marketing. It's why do I believe in this? Why do I want people to know about this? And what is my mission? What are my core values, right? What's my mission statement? But from even just a pure marketing standpoint, major holidays are usually bigger shopping days for most of your audience. So, this time of year, people are spending the most amount of money. It's interesting. I actually looked up a few weeks ago where the term Black Friday came from, because it talked about that during the summer, retailers have such a lower season, right? Because it's warm out, people are spending less money on tangible things, they're outside, they're enjoying themselves. And so retailers suffer. But by Black Friday, they get out of the black, right? So they are able to start really turning a profit. And so then that's why it was called Black Friday. And then they started, incorporating sales and things like that. But it was really like, this is a very profitable time. And so since most people make purchasing decisions with their emotions first, write that down. People make purchasing decisions with their emotions first, right? And I didn't get to catch all of Kristen's training that she did last week about working with millennials. But I'm sure that she talked about this. I'm sure she talked about that, and let me know if she did. But millennials, especially if you're trying to reach that 30, 40, I think it's also funny. Sometimes I'll hear people talk about millennials and they think that we're just talking about the 20-year-old kids. But no, our millennials now have transitioned into their 30s and 40s, right? They are connected to causes, just like so many of you are. You want to know who is the company behind the product. What do they stand for? Right. And so we know that because people make their purchasing decisions with emotions first, a post that appeals to them in that way has the best chance of converting a promotion into a sale. That is so incredibly important. Stories sell. There's a book, I believe it's called Stories That Stick. I believe that's what it's called, by Kendra Hall. I definitely suggest grabbing that book. Kendra Hall, I believe it's called Stories That Stick. It's on my bookshelf somewhere, but I'll post it. You know what? I'll post it in the new Facebook group. And then we can have a whole unit that's just about different, books that I suggest and different things to read. But she talks about the power of stories, right? And we remember stories, right? We remember things that people tell us that inspire us, that motivate us, that encourage us, that feel authentic and that are relevant to us, that we relate to. Are they going to remember? How many times have you seen something in a flyer about a sale that's coming up and you're like, oh, I need to go to Walmart and grab that when it's on sale? And how many times do you absolutely forget? Right? You have the best intentions to buy products, but you're not connected to it enough to remember to do it. And so when we can lead with our emotions first, we can appeal to people with stories. When we anchor those types of posts with product posts, or we even just end a post, maybe that has a story with, hey, and don't forget to contact me, having that sort of call to action. If this resonated with you, I would love to talk to you in my private messages, feel free to send me a DM. Then now you're getting into a conversation, right? That can turn into a sale. But when you anchor those or you incorporate that, the chances of you selling and building your business are exponentially higher than when you're just, I need to sell this product today, and I'm just going to try to just talk about the product all day long. So what are some different things that we could do that incorporate some of these stories? Well, of course, M5M, right? This is a great time to talk about M5M and how also people can use their dollars this season that they spend with you to help nourish children globally. Right? Reminding them, talking about when you purchase $100 or more, what that does. Remember it, or so it allows that person to go, okay, I do want this product, but I know that this is doing something so much more. My dollars are going so much further than just from what I receive. This isn't just a transaction. This is a movement. This is creating something so much bigger than me. And that is something that I can really feel good about. Right? Even if you think in terms of gift giving. So, say for example, I'm just talking about my mom and I'm like, I want my mom to start taking some better care of herself. So I'm going to grab a few Manatech products for her to put in her stocking stuffer, right? So that she can open that up. What a great idea when I write her Christmas card. Say I've just given her, some different Manatech products to say, hey mom, Merry Christmas, picked up a few of these products because you matter so much to me. And just so you know, with this purchase, we were able to donate towards M5M, which is a foundation that helps nourish children globally. Do you know what my mom's going to go tell her friends? She will tell her friends first that we donated to M5M. Before she says, oh, and she got me these products, right? There's so many times my dad has cancer that people will, in addition to maybe getting him a small gift, will also instead of getting him a gift, oftentimes make a donation to a charity on behalf of my dad, right? And that goes in the card. And those are the cards that my family puts on display. Those are the things that my family love to share about on social media. Right? So even if you're thinking, how can I create a story around the product? If let's say like, okay, if you buy Manipul, there's, over $100 right there. Or if you buy, these two products, I know that this is going to put someone over $100. You could talk about that gift and not only you get these two products, but here's what you're doing for M5M. You could even write out a card, right? And take a photo of that and post that on social media. What is the story? I didn't get my mom Manatech products because they're good products, right? It's not like, oh, my mom's going to love supplements. My mom loves to just clutter her counter with supplement pills and bottles and whatever. No, I got her them because she matters to me and I want her to be around. That's the story. It's not always about, oh, here's, why Plus is so amazing and here's what it does and yada, yada, yada. What's the story? Right? Even on Instagram the other day, on the Manatech page, let me just pull it up here so I can read it. It was super cute and clever. So there was a picture of just the Plus bottle, right? And it said, when you add Plus to your life, you're adding much more than a supplement. You are balancing your hormones plus investing in your health. You are helping your endocrine system plus lifting your spirits. You're adding in amino acids plus living a more joyful and present life. And you are supporting your wellness plus helping nourish children around the world. What could plus and nourishing your health add to your life? I love that. I wrote that caption because I'm like, I love that it's called Plus, because what outside of this product does this do? What's the actual plus part of it? Yes, you get to take a supplement every day and start to feel better. Plus, be around for your family, right? Plus, start really investing in your health and your self-care, right? I want my mom to both my parents to be grandparents. That's so incredibly important to me. So that means that my mom has to, can you put that in the chat? The that post, you mean, Joan? I'll throw that up. Okay, awesome. It's just on the Instagram on Manatech. But once I'm done with the slides, I'll just share the link on there. But if you go to the Manatech Instagram, that caption is the last post that was posted. Right? So we come from M5M. I love that. I love that as lead with M5M actually as the holiday gift. Right? That is what you're gifting to somebody on your behalf. We were able to supply X amount of month supply to children in need by getting you these products, right? It's not leading with the product and going, oh yeah, and by the way, because I spent over $100, this is what happened. No, lead with that first by getting these products. The other thing that you can do, the other sort of perspective you can come from is the business and the brand, right? So talk about what the business has done for you this holiday season, right? Maybe share a story about how maybe there's a random Wednesday, during the holiday break, maybe your grandkids are off from school and their parents are at work and you're making holiday cookies with your grandkids. Talk about the fact that you get to do that, right? Being able to work for myself means that on Wednesday afternoons, I bake cookies with my grandkids. This is the most, these memories that I'm making and I'm sharing with them are invaluable to me, right? We're just planting the seeds about the business, right? You don't have to make it salesy. This is just talking about really sharing your gratitude, right? This is what I'm grateful for, what this has given me. Tell the story. Plus you can share even just a special memory that has nothing to do with the business with your audience to build likability. People are attracted to positive people. People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And people want to do business with people they want to be friends with. Do you think people want to be friends with people who only talk about their products and sales all day long? Absolutely not, right? There's so much more to a relationship than that. And so it's like I mentioned at the beginning, it's not fluff to share a holiday story. It's not fluff to share a photo of maybe your Christmas tree and a memory about that. Maybe there's a special ornament on your tree that means something to you. And you take a photo of that and you just write a caption about why it's so important. I remember when I first moved out, my mom, during Christmas, she came over and she gave me this big box of ornaments. And I said, Mom, you don't have to give me your ornaments. I can go buy some. And she said, these are your ornaments. Every year since you were born, I've bought you a special ornament for the tree. And so that when you were ready to move out, you got to take all these ornaments with you. And so every time that I'm decorating the tree, yes, obviously there's a lot of ornaments on my tree that are for aesthetic purposes only, right? Because they make the tree beautiful, whatever. But every time I hang up an ornament from my childhood, I have that memory of that Christmas. Or even maybe some of the younger ones, like I have my baby's first Christmas one and thinking like, oh, just like how excited my mom was probably to buy that she, I was born in January, so she was pregnant. So she bought that one. She said when she was pregnant, she was about to pop, right? And so I get to do that. That can be something I share to social media. It could be a photo of one of my ornaments on the tree saying, I remember this Christmas when I was 6 years old, and a memory that I have from there. People are going to comment. It makes them feel better, right? You're actually improving the mood of people. You're having them tap into their own memories. They're becoming emotionally attached to you in a healthy, positive way, right? Not in a codependent sort of way, but in a good way where they're building, you know what? I'm really enjoying Terry's posts. Terry posted something today that made me feel something, which boosts my know, like, and trust, which boosts my opinion on Terry. And so when Terry does post something about the business, when I'm thinking about, maybe she posts something about, taking care of herself, and I've just seen this post and now the algorithm is triggered. Everyone's commenting on this ornament post that Terry put, and People are having conversations about it and they're thinking and they're emotionally attached now. And then the next day, Terry posts something about the biggest gift that she can give her family this year is her own health, is by being present, is by taking care of herself so she can run around with her grandkids and be present with her family. And I go, wow, I want to be more like Terry. And then when Terry says, for the next, 3 days, I have this sale on this product for the holiday season. I'm like, yes, count me in. Because what? It's the journey. It's the big story, right? It's why is this making me want this? What's happening before and after the transaction? It's not just that moment. And so it's not fluff. You have to share the story. And then another way that you can kind of come from this, so you can come from the M5M perspective, you can come from your own personal stories, as well as, your gratitude for the business, but also just leadership and community. Brag on the community, the Manitech community, any sort of community that you're a part of. Maybe are you organizing a toy drive with your team? Your local team, you've gotten together, you've organized a toy drive for the holiday season. Maybe you're collecting gently used winter coats and gloves and mittens and scarves, right? When I was in direct sales, my team, we used to do that every Christmas. We would drive around and collect gently used winter items. We would donate them. We would go downtown and tie scarves around, lamp posts and things like that. So homeless people would be able to take one if they needed it, right? It made us it did so many things, right? It fulfilled this need to just be human, right? Just, this is who we want to be as people. It filled a sense of community within my team. People, interestingly enough, who would sell nothing for 6 months, 7 months before would still come do this. And then guess what? Rejoin and start working their business because they were committed to what we were doing together as a team. Not so much. They weren't as tied to the profit or the working the business. They enjoyed the community and what we did together as a team. Plus, we got to share these stories. And it was never done with the intention of, oh, I'm doing this so I can go recruit more people. But did that happen? Absolutely. Why? People want to do business with people they want to be friends with. So brag on what you and your team is doing. Talk about maybe you're feeling less alone this season because of the community at Manitech, right? There's so many people, especially as they get into retirement age, that don't talk to anybody. They have nobody to check in on them. They have nobody to connect with. They don't have anything like this to show up to. Talk about that. Talk about that sense of community. Her name, I'm blanking on her last name. Her first name is Harriet. She was with Princess House, I believe. And she had been in her business for, it was 80 something years. And so there was an interview done on her. She had started in her 20s and she had surpassed her 100th birthday, and she was still working the business mostly as a leader, and she was still holding team meetings. She was in her hundreds. And when interviewed, they said, why are you still doing this? And she said, you know what? So many of my friends have died, and this keeps me connected to other people, and it's made me not deteriorate. She goes, I've had friends who just stayed at home and played, Candy Crush on their iPad all day, or just, their grandkids don't come see them and they're just alone and they're living in nursing homes, and that was it. And I just knew the more I stayed connected to other people and I kept myself going, I saw the benefits of that. She'd been in her business for 80 years. It was crazy to hear this story, but it was so powerful too that she was doing all these things, right? Because she felt connected to something. She had people in her life come and go, right? She was of her age, but being a part of this community, I know sometimes it can be overused, but I really love the quote, when you're in direct sales, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. There's something incredibly lonely about entrepreneurship for most people. You don't have coworkers, you're at home by yourself, but direct sales, Manitech gives you that opportunity. Talk about that. Because again, even though we know statistics show that most people, yes, are genuinely happier during the holiday season, there are also people that aren't. And this is not to take advantage of anybody. It's just to share the possibilities, to share our own story in hopes that it will inspire somebody else to change, right? To get a part of something bigger than they are. You could talk about your church community. You could talk about your local community. Maybe you're a part of any local clubs, things like that. But sharing these sort of stories do build your business. And I hope that that is really landing. So some other things too that are great about posting these sort of posts is they're easy to share. And what I mean by that is, one, it's easy for you to share because yes, you can talk about this easily. You can talk about how inspired you are during the holiday season. You can talk about your own story and your memories. But it's also easy for other people to share your story. People love to share holiday spirit posts. Let's say, for example, I did that one about my, the tree and my ornaments. The likelihood of somebody sharing that to their own timeline and saying, my mom did this for me too, or I did this for my daughter or my son, they're more likely to actually share those posts, which helps our posts get more engagement. It helps us get more visibility online, right? Studies, I mentioned this earlier, studies show that people who don't post that often tend to post more during the holidays because they're happy. So give them something to be happy about, talk about, share your memories, share things that really inspire them, right? It's going to help really build your influence. Okay, so let's talk about some other fun ideas that we can do. I think that, we've really talked a lot about the stories and sharing our stories and memories to help build connection, which is so incredibly important. Promote giving, right? So this could, again, talk about M5M and other charity ideas. Maybe you're doing that toy drive, things like that, collecting winter coats, promote what your church is doing, etc. So covered that. Number 2, show gratitude. Share personal messages and stories. Thank your followers and friends. Say, this is what I'm grateful for this season. And you can say, I'm grateful for all of you that follow me. I'm grateful for all of you that have supported my business. This is, all of you that supported my business in 2021, which I cannot believe. We are almost in 2022. The last 2 years have been a blur. But just to say thank you, this is what I was able to do this year. And this is why it means so much to me this holiday season. You could run a holiday contest. Holidays are a great time to host contests or giveaways, which already create a lot of excitement. Maybe you do something fun in your Facebook group. I think I put this in as an example in one of the other ones. I think in the virtual live stream, you could do a fun 12 days of Christmas, right? In your Facebook group, right? You could give away 12 different things. And the cool thing about this too is that you can also connect with other direct sellers in other areas and collab with them so that you only have to give away one thing out of 12 days, or maybe you give away 2 things. Maybe someone gives away a Norwex cloth. Maybe you're giving away a bottle of Plus. Maybe you have someone from Pampered Chef, you have somebody giving away some spices from Epicure, things like that. How can I connect with other people? One, because you are not front loading 12 different gifts for 12 different days, but you're again exposing yourself to more communities, because guess what? That Norwex consultant is going to promote this giveaway. That Pampered Chef consultant is going to promote this giveaway, and your name's going to be associated with that, right? And so what are some different things that I could do? You could also partner up with your team. Connect with your team and go, we need 12 days of giveaways. Let's create an event on Facebook and do this thing. And each of us have to contribute, a certain amount of money towards the giveaway, and you can buy the products to give them away, right? So again, it's not front loading all of that on you. You could do holiday offers and lists. So you could do the 12 days of Christmas. You could do advent calendar posts sort of thing. You could do, you could do Facebook Lives for the entire month of December and pretend like you're your own little advent calendar popping up to give a little tip or a little, words of inspiration, right? it's the 5th day of Christmas or of December, and I wanted just to hop on live and just share some holiday joy with all of you. And it could just be like that, or it could be, hey guys, I wanted to, oh, you popped in on day 7. Today we're talking about life, and I want to talk to you guys about this amazing product, right? You could do lists for shopping for others. So you could talk about, here's some great little holiday gifts. Here's why, especially again, like we talked about, leading with M5M as the main gift, and then having the products be able to really create that opportunity. Products that they need during the holiday season, why it's important for them to invest in their own health. You could say, here's how to, you could give them a little text verbiage, copy and paste sort of thing for, hey, here's how to message your husband and ask for Manatech products this season for your Christmas present, right? Hey, this is what I want. And then any sort of company specials. Got some. And then any sort of. Okay, just muting some people. All good. Just don't want that feedback for you guys. And then, talking about any sort of company specials. You can change your aesthetic. Those of you that especially maybe use Facebook groups, how many of you have been using your Facebook groups? Post in the chat. You could change your cover photo on your Facebook group or on your personal profile to be holiday themed. They could be red, maybe they're normally blue or green. You're like, I'm going to change everything to red so everything feels really festive this season. Maybe you wear more red and green in your Facebook lives. Maybe you why not throw on a Santa hat for every live in December to help you stand out in the newsfeed? Get little reindeer antlers or something like that. It may seem silly, but they're just things that if someone's quickly scrolling, and if I'm, scrolling down Facebook and I'm killing the time and I see Arlene on Facebook live and she's got some, antlers on, or she's got her Santa hat on, and that's going to draw me towards her, right? And because even on social media, especially on Facebook, right, the aesthetic of Facebook is blue and white. Okay. And so when you're looking at a feed that's blue and white, red really stands out. So if you have a red top on, if you have a white shirt on and a Santa hat, it's going to draw more eyes to your content. So even thinking about something as simple as that. And then doing Martha, I love it. She just popped on live with her Santa hat, right? It's so cute. She has, is that a Christmas sweater too you have on, Martha? Oh no, I thought it was. But right away, I wasn't even looking at the videos on my side. I was looking at the chat and I was looking at the screen, and out of the corner of my eye, seeing that bit of red on Martha's head drew my attention towards her. So she was on Facebook Live looking adorable like this and really festive. I'm more inclined to tune in to see, what is Martha chatting about today? Right? I love it. And again, people are drawn to positive people. Instantly, my mood seeing that, I'm not just saying, is lifted seeing Martha in this Christmas hat, right? And then you can do virtual live streams, right? So you can host a fun virtual event in your group. You could do it on Zoom. You can do a 12 days of Christmas giveaway, like I mentioned. You could have a fun little holiday party. You could host a holiday party even for your team, even if that's something that's not directly building income in the moment. There's things that you can share from that we had a team meeting or we had a little virtual holiday party. And then again, encourage, always be in the spirit of recruiting, always encourage people to bring people, always, any meeting you do, any holiday party you do, whether it's in person or online, always have the culture of bringing leads to events, right? And so maybe you're going to do you know what? On December 15th, we're going to host a little team holiday party on Zoom and invite your leads. We're just going to come on and toast some eggnog, and you could have a fun little game that you're going to do, or whatever. It can be something really fun. Just even like the 12 days of Christmas sort of giveaway that you can do and partner up with other people. And I think that's our last slide, friends. Oh, and then just be live and present more often. Focus on presence, not necessarily presence. Remind people what is important, because it is is so incredibly important. You guys have an amazing gift to give from so many different directions, from the business opportunity to M5M to, what the products do for you, right? Sometimes we get so focused on, oh, it's easy for the other companies that are selling something, that's easy to gift, or it's very visual, or it's jewelry or makeup or home decor and things like that. But those aren't the things that, really, really matter in the long run. And you can only get people to care about those things by telling the story. Share the story this holiday season, and you will watch your engagement continue to grow. You will feel better about the way that you are working your business. And I know that all of you have a million stories you could share. I know sometimes when we think about using social media for the business, we're like, I don't even know what to post, right? But you guys know how to talk about this, because this is exactly why each and every single one of you are here. Because this is what matters to you. This is why you started taking the products for yourself. This is why you're a part of this company and this community. This is why so many of you are here on this specific training right now. Think about how many of your friends your age are just sitting at home right now playing Candy Crush or whatever else, right? You guys are committed to so much more than that. And so share that story. I'm so incredibly proud of every single one of you. When and where might the replay be available? So Lydia usually sends it to Ben within usually by Monday. And I'll double check with Ben on that day. But also I will have by Monday, I'll post in North America and as well in the online Manatech onliners, whatever, group chat that we kind of have on Facebook. And I will post the link to the new social media group. Okay. I will also start posting all the replays in there as well. So it's nice and easy. Yes, it's always under the training.manatech. Absolutely, Peggy. Under the social media, I believe it's called Academy. Yeah, the social media Academy. All of my trainings are under there. And on Monday, I will start inviting you all to the Facebook group, got approval on it. So very, very excited to be growing that group with all of you. And I think it'll make it a lot easier for you to connect with me more often. If you have questions, you can post them right in there. They don't get lost in my DMs. They don't get lost in North America. And then, like I said, sometimes there's things I want to share with you all, but it's not necessarily worth doing an entire training about, but I can just hop on Facebook Live, right? And just go, hey guys, here's a great tip for today or whatever. So very, very excited about, oops, almost pulled my laptop off the table. Very, very excited about that group. I enjoyed this so much, guys. I've been pretty sick for a while, and being here just boosted my energy and my spirits so much. So thank you. Do you guys have any questions? I know we have 15 minutes, but I can always let you go early today as well. If you have any questions, or if you want to post in the chat, maybe an aha moment that you had today, or what are you going to take forward from this? Oh, you guys are welcome.
I just want to say thanks, Lindsay. This is great. We've missed you.
I miss you guys too.
And I love all the Christmas stuff. That is something that I'm going to get out there every day and get going on that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope you feel better real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Lindsay, I just want to say thank you to you. I'm doing the Eric Worre training, and they had a lot of stuff on social media, a lot of nuggets. But honestly, I'm just looking and saying, we've got everything in Lindsay. She's giving us all this stuff, and it's in replays, and we can go back. And I'm a little behind in the social media stuff. I'm not on IG yet, but I just want to say thank you. And going forward, this is exactly what we need. For 2022, social media is going to be such an important piece for what we have. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I just love you all so much. And I'm so happy to partner with all of you in this. I believe in all of you. I believe in Manatech so much. So just very, very excited for what 2022 has in store for all of you. And I've seen so much improvement in everyone on social media, just even with your confidence, right? Of feeling like, I think I can figure this out. So congratulations to all of you. I've missed you guys. Can't wait to see you guys next Saturday, but I will see you a lot more often in our special little group
That
come
would be
Monday.
nice. That I'm looking forward to that. To be able to find things, you know, if nothing
Yeah.
else. And I'm with Joan. I am way behind. I just been overwhelmed, I guess, after Ted's accident, and that
Yeah.
he's doing very well, very
Oh,
well.
good. I'm
Just
so
the foot sore a bit and stiff, but right now my sciatic is just killing me, and I'm sitting here, but I don't move a lot because it hurts. But I'm looking forward to finding you and saying, okay, how am I doing this? Because this I'm not having. I'm being able to look for you for help. I'm looking forward to that.
Exactly. And I used to host maybe like 2-3 years ago for people of any company, but I used to host co-working hours. And what that just meant was like we all kind of came on Zoom during a certain time and we worked on building out social media posts. And if you had a question, you got to ask it, but it was more like, I know that I'm working during this time. And so we're going to be able to host more things like that. So it's not just, oh, I'm learning a lot of stuff, but I'm now putting into action a lot of stuff. So lots of fun stuff to come in 2022 for the next two or 3 weeks. However, I think there's 3 left, or maybe 2, I don't know. But anyways, we're going to stay focused sort of on things that are relevant for right now. So still building through the holiday season and into the new year. Because obviously, January, people set new goals and all of that. So thank you all. I will talk to you guys on Monday. I'll post the replay and invite you all to the group, and then be sure to share it and get everybody in there as much as possible.
What's on Monday?
On Monday, I'm going to share the Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll see you guys in there.
What Zoom am I missing Monday?
No. I'll promote everywhere the group so you guys can go ahead and get joined up.
Thank you. Have a good weekend,
You're
sweetie.
welcome. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome.